coming into your first preseason game, of course you were scrimmaging against the other teams, but what are some of the things that you particularly are trying to work on now that you have an NHL opponent?
Well, there's going to be more physicality, right? He's like playing against the real team. I know it's a preseason, but everybody, it's going to be challenging, and we want to work our things. What we watch the video, and we want to get better in our system.
We saw that first bit of special teams today. How did you feel being out there and being back, power play?
Good. I think we have a lot to work on. It was good to get in a few touches and have a few signals. So hopefully we'll work out. We'll go through again before the game, and hopefully it'll work.
You're on a line tonight with Brat and also Nico, and you said last season that you really wanted to come back and produce a lot more. So how do you feel like that line could really help you get a jump start on that?
Yeah, that's good. Obviously both players are very good hockey players. They've been great, last season, and we just want to try to build a chemistry and look forward into it for sure.
Tomas, when you play games like this, obviously preseason by getting your game in order, but also it's a time where some of the veterans will try different things with their different techniques and stuff. You a guy that kind of works in those little things? Like this is a time you can experiment a little bit where the stakes aren't as high.
Yeah, like you said, there's a time, to try something, but at the same time, every game matters. It doesn't matter if it's preseason or not. You want to do the right thing, and obviously you can mix something what you're trying to do at the right time.
And looking at Brendan, obviously Palat, Brendan, some veterans, a lot of depth here now at the forward position. Where do you see yourself kind of fitting in, whether it's top six type role? Like, is there any type specific place you kind of want to establish yourself?
That's a question for a coach. Obviously we're all here. We want to play our best. We want to play the most minutes, but you have to battle and earn your spot. So I think it's going to be competitive camp, and that's what we're here for. And then at the end of the camp is up to the coach what he's going to decide.
Tomas, Nemitz talked about before the draft how he was talking to you about like the Devils and everything like that. What can you tell us about your conversations with him and how you like seeing Nemitz here back in Jersey?
Yeah, it's awesome. To see a kid from Slovakia being draft number 2. That's huge, and I was very happy I could help him. We've talked a lot, at the World Championship, even more, after he was drafted. I think it's a little easier on him than that I'm here and can help him with a few things. And I'm just going to try make him, feel home, right away so he feel good and he can focus on hockey.
It sounds like a lot of players that were acquired by the Devils this offseason, whether it's Hala, obviously Nemitz, and I believe Palat too, said that they knew you before. Are you sort of taking that role to sort of get them immersed into the Devils culture or whatever?
Yeah, I've been around the league, for a while, and either I play with one of the guys, or I met, through the hockey course of my career, and obviously with me being here second year, I can ease guys in and help them out. We hanging out a lot together, trying to show guys what they can do, just try to make them feel as home and they're part of the team. So I think it's always easier if you know someone on the team. I've been traded a few times, or I've signed here. It helped me. I knew a couple of guys, so I can help these guys to feel better, and so I think once you feel good off the ice, you're gonna feel good on the ice.
What did you work on this summer in order to bounce back this season?
It was a good summer. Finally we had a long off season with the COVID, and the season being cut, extended. So I mean, you finally had a good time, to get ready. I was trying to do my best, to come here and prepared and in the best shape, and I think I did a good job. I feel very good on the ice, and now it's time to show it.
From last year?
Yeah, a little bit. It's getting a little better, but I think it'll take a little while to heal a little bit. It's still pretty swollen, and the scar tissue is still pretty stiff, but it'll come. It could have been a lot worse.
Sure, yeah. When you're looking at a preseason game, obviously you want to work on things as a team, but also for players, especially veterans like yourself, sometimes we'll work on some little things. When you go into games, is this the time to experiment yourself, or are you just more focused on trying to get your game in order?
Probably more so trying to get your game in order. It's you lose the pace fit in the off season. You're working on your skills and things like that, and you're in good shape. But it doesn't matter what you do in the off season. It takes a little bit to get game shape back. So be just trying to do that and to try to get into the rhythm of things, get timing back, get used to playing physical again. You don't really do that in the summer. So the first few games are sure they'll be kinks, but that's kind of everyone and every team. So it's going to be fun to start playing again.
And playing with Damon, I know you played a little bit last year. We'll play a little bit with everybody last year, but how quickly do you feel it usually takes to kind of get some chemistry going for two guys? Do you feel like it can kind of be pretty immediate, having some history, or do you feel like it still takes time?
I think it'll be, between him and I, will be fine. We played together a fair amount last year. We were good. I think individually, each of us will have some growing pains to get through. Like I said, you have to get your timing back. You have to get your used to playing with physicality and real pressure again. So that part will take some time, but I think he and I as partners will be just fine together. I mean, we kind of complement each other's style. He's a good puck mover. He can play on the offensive side, and then and I'll be more on the safe side and physical and try to end plays quicker and get the puck into his hands.
What are some of the new coaches really bringing into these defensive systems? I've seen you working with McGill quite a bit, and same with Damon.
Yeah, it's been nice to have a fresh voice, and he seems detailed, and some of his just the way he's been teaching us has been good. We've been working a lot on gaps, and which really plays into our strength, I think, as a team. That we've got good speed up front and on the back end, so we want to be a team that's tough to play against. So we've just been really working on that a lot. It's just having a good stick with a good gap and just really trying to end plays early and putting yourselves in uncomfortable spots in practice. So that way you're more comfortable doing it in a game.
Back on the special teams in this practice, what was it like for you to get that sort of play back?
Yeah, I mean, that might take some time. It's the first time we've really done it in camp. So, but no, it's the penalty kill, something I take pride in. So definitely something that'll be a point of concentration for me this year.
How hard is that? Because obviously during the scrimmages you're not doing special teams, and the camp you're only working on minor things. But once the preseason games start, they throw you right into the mix. And
I mean, you've been doing it your whole life, so you kind of you should be fine. But definitely just getting used to the different systems will take some time for us. So it's just working through the kinks of it.
Is that also the purpose of camp, to try and work these
100%.
things out?
Yeah, you just got to work through it, and games it don't matter for the standings. So you just have to try new things and try it's going to work for you during the year, and work through the issues and try to iron it out before the season starts.
Nolan, you're one of those players really trying to fight for a spot. So let's start with, how did your offseason go, and what were some of the things that the Devils really wanted you to improve on this year?
Yeah, it went really well. Probably the hardest training I've done since I've become pro. So it was really good offseason, and the biggest thing for me was just, gaining a couple pounds, strength, and really improving on my skating.
Now that you've had a couple scrimmages, you head into a preseason game. So what will that experience be like for you when you're trying to show that, yes, I could do it in the scrimmages, but now I'm playing another NHL team?
Yeah, it's exciting. You want to obviously get out there against a different opponent, and it's fun playing on the road too. In preseason, you just have to, show what you can do and show the improvements you've made and show how badly you want it.
What role do you hope to play with this team, and especially on special teams?
Yeah, special teams, just use my size and place in front right now. So just use my size there and get pucks back, whatever, retrievals and all that sort of thing, and just be good there and continue, not only that, 5-on-5 as well. Be good down low, use my size and strength. So we'll see tonight, yeah.
You mentioned improving your skating over the summer. Did you work with a skills coach, a specialist? How did you work on your skating?
Yeah, worked with skills coach Angelo Ricci. He was my coach growing up, so knew him really well. We have a good pro group there in Denver, so just a lot of quick feed stuff and stuff that's going to help me protect the puck in the corner, all that.
Like acceleration type things?
Yeah, acceleration. My first 3 steps are one of the biggest things they said to work on, so I think that's improving, and I think it still needs to get better.
Do you feel stronger? You said you had some muscle. Did it feel
stronger?
Yeah,
I definitely do. I think this offseason was huge for me, so I'm ready for it.
Now that the Devils have a much deeper group when it comes to the prospects and in the farm system, how do you think that's raised the level of intensity here at training camp?
I think it's been really good. Obviously, our team last year in Utica, I think we should have went deeper in the playoffs. It sucks, but you learn a lot. Great coaching staff down there and great veterans, so you learn a lot, and then you come up here and you play with this team. So it all is a great organization, and it helps you a lot.
How did things go in the rookie tournament?
I thought I played pretty well. 3 games, get back right into it. So it was a lot of fun. I thought I had a great showing and missed a couple chances, but I hopefully get some tonight.
Do you feel that's a little bit of an advantage? Because you've got some game action under your belt a little bit, so you're not completely cold going into these preseason games.
Yeah, I think so. I think it can help for sure. But as well with the scrimmages and training camp, it's all hard, and in games as well with not a full lineup, which is really good for your conditioning. So. I think it helps.
Lindy, the first look at some special teams. Why did you pick now, and kind of what did you see out there for the first time?
Well, 4 games, next 5 nights. We want to start put a lot of work into different areas of the game. That's part of the game we're going to work on daily now.
And what did you see out of some of those younger players, with their energy that they're bringing to these morning skates, because this is their opportunity to show what they can do?
I think exactly what you said. They're bringing energy. They're excited about getting in the games. I think any young player should be excited about showing what they can do.
Of course, a win is successful, but what else would define this game as a success tonight against Montreal?
Just the overall structure of the game, how we play, whether we can, garner the, the time in zone, how our neutral zone looks, how hard is it for Montreal to get through us. So just looking at a lot of those areas.
Are you going to split the goaltenders tonight, or is McKenzie going to get maybe the whole game?
They are going to get. We haven't really made a final, but both goalies are going to get time. Probably, 30-30, or maybe McKenzie goes 2 periods and we'll give the other goalie a period.
For a guy like Tomas Tatar, he's looking obviously a veteran player, but he's kind of finding a role in this team. What do you want to see from him, and maybe as he establishes himself here in camp as well?
I want to see him play hard. I want to see him provide offense. I want to see him win his battles. I think he's in the same category as almost all of our players. You got to have something to prove. If we want to get better, we need every player to be better.
For a young guy like Fabian Zetterlund, what are you seeing out of him specifically that you're liking?
Well, we talked about intensity around the puck, physically. The battles when he came in last year, the battles he won. You look at the number of points. I think he got rewarded for the way he played. His speed was good. He's a hard guy to play against. We really feel that's something that we need.
You mentioned his speed. It definitely seems like he's keeping up with some of the veteran guys. Would you say he's kept pace at the NHL level so far?
Yeah, right. I think he proved that last year, that he was able to keep up. This year's a new year. We've got high hopes, for what he can show us. I know he's excited about getting into games, and we're excited to see him.
Not from you necessarily, but there's this general thought that if there's an extra defense spot to be had, it's on the left side. Riley Walsh has had a great camp. He was terrific, I thought, in Buffalo, the one game, but where he didn't play as well. Anyway, is he fighting to get himself into that conversation?
I really believe we've got a group of them. You mentioned Riley. You mentioned what he can bring, his puck movement. I think he understands the pace of the NHL game. We got a little bit of a taste for it last year, but we know what his strengths are, and I think if he can show a lot, players like that force you into decisions. So the better he plays, probably the more we'll play him through preseason. And our competition for spots should be at a high level.
Same question, but for Kevin Ball.
Yes, exact same answer, really. 2 different type of players. Kevin knows he's got to play to his strength. His would be more of a penalty killing, use your stick, use your body, defend really well. When you're that size and you have that reach, he's got different areas of the game that are a lot more important than a Riley Walsh.